Hello everyone, welcome to lecture series on real analysis. In last lecture, we have discussed about definition of sigma algebra of sets containing uh, uh, C or generated by C. So next is proposition. Statement is let X be any non-empty set and C is contained in P of X, then there exists smallest sigma algebra of sets on X containing C. So let's try to prove this proposition. First we let set D. We define set D as all those elements B such that B is a sigma algebra of sets on X with C is contained in B. Observe that P of X belonging to D, right? P of X is a power set of X and D is non-empty. Why D is non-empty? Because there is B is there and P of X is already there. So we have to prove smallest sigma algebra of set. So for that, let uh, intersection of all B's, where my B is in the set D. So let R is equal to intersection of all B where my B is in D. So I'm writing this intersection as a set such as all A subset of X such that A belonging to B for all B belonging to D. So we claim that here R is the smallest sigma algebra of sets on X contain C. So first we verify C belonging to C contained in R. So for that, take small c in capital C as B belonging to capital C. So we can say that small c belonging to capital B, and for this is true for every B belonging to D. So therefore, here B is in C. So C is in intersection of B, but intersection of B we define as R, so is equal to R. So here we can say that this C is in R. Hence, C is a subset of R. We next saw that R is a sigma algebra of sets as each B is an algebra of sets on X. Here we have defined R is equal to intersection of B is an algebra of sets on X. So first we are going to see check that R is sigma algebra of set, right? So for that I am taking A1 A2 and so on belonging to R, then AN is in R. For each B belonging to D, and for some for each small n in N. As each B belonging to D is a sigma algebra of sets, it means if I am taking union of this AN where my N is running from 1 to infinity is contained in B for some for each B in D. Therefore, union of this AN where my N is running from 1 to infinity is in R. So this proves that R is sigma algebra of sets. Definition by definition of sigma algebra of sets. It means R is equal to intersection of B where my B is in D. It is clear that R is contained in B for each sigma algebra of sets B on X with C contained in B. Hence, R is the smallest sigma algebra of sets on X containing C. Next exercise, let X is equal to R. In my define, we have to define the set C, that is all those singleton X such that X is in X. We have to verify that R is defined as all A is subset of X such that either A is countable or A complement is countable. This R is we have to verify that this R is the sigma algebra of set and generated by C. So let's try to prove that R is sigma algebra of set containing C. So first we verify that R is contained in B. So A belonging to R, it means A is either countable or A complement is countable. We have defined here R. Any element in R, it types of either countable or its complement is countable, right? So if I am taking A in R, it means A is countable or A complement is countable. So if I am taking case 1, that is A is countable, for that if I am taking A is empty set, then it is clear that every empty set is in B. It means it is countable. So here I am taking second portion, that is A will be non-empty. If A is non-empty, so and A is countable and non-empty, so there are countably uh, elements in A, right? So if I am writing countable element of A, that is A1 small a1 comma A2 so on an and so on, then I am writing it as the sum of all singleton this element, right, or union of this element. But I'm saying that this union is in B. Why? My all AI is in B and B is a sigma algebra set. So therefore, you can say that B is sigma algebra of set on X. Second case is A is not countable. A is not countable, it will imply that A complement is countable. A complement is countable, it means my complement is in B, as B is in sigma algebra of set on X, right? So it's take again its complement, it means a complement of complement is in B, right? A complement of complement will give A, and here A is in B. So this is proof that R is sigma algebra of set containing C. In both cases, first one is countable and second one is not countable. Next is the system of extended real numbers. So let R be the set of real numbers. Here R is set of real numbers, not algebra of set or not sigma algebra of set. Please must remember with R. We add two elements, infinity and minus infinity, and the set of extended real numbers. It means if I'm taking R, set of real number R union, minus infinity to plus infinity, I'm adding minus infinity to plus infinity in the set of real number R, right? So we extended the order relation alpha to the set of extended real number by defining minus infinity less than x less than infinity for all x is in R. Means here we define this interval, it is the order, such as first we are taking number minus number, negative numbers, then 0, then positive, right? Here you given that you have given that it is minus infinity less than x less than infinity, it means all numbers are in ordered. So we define x plus infinity, you can write it as infinity plus x, will give is equal to infinity for any real number x in R. Next one is x minus infinity is equal to minus infinity plus x, will give minus infinity, and here also for any real number x in R. Next one is plus infinity plus infinity will give infinity. Second one is minus infinity will give minus infinity. Here please remember this too. Plus infinity will give infinity, and minus infinity give minus infinity. X into infinity is equal to infinity into x will give infinity for any real number x in R. But here condition is x greater than 0, strictly greater than 0. It means x is a positive. Here is x into minus infinity will give minus infinity into x is equal to minus infinity for all x, for all real number in R. And also the condition is x strictly greater than 0. It means x is positive. Last, infinity to plus or minus infinity will give plus or minus infinity, and minus infinity into plus or minus infinity will give minus plus infinity. Right, here is, if first you take in last case, minus infinity into plus infinity will give minus infinity, and minus infinity into minus infinity will give plus infinity in that case. So minus infinity is not defined. Please must remember that is infinity minus infinity is not defined, and we adopt the conversion that 0 into infinity is 0. Right? Proof is not there, but we have just accept that 0 into infinity is 0.